Hi everyone, so I mentioned in my last video that I was getting in a nice little order from Brambleberry, and I had several of you request a unboxing or a haul video. So I haven't been into this yet, so let's take a look. So it starts out with some of this foam. Now I keep all of this stuff and will reuse it as I'm able. So first I have some lemongrass essential oil. I bought more items and smaller instead of buying full pounds, just so that I could make more and just stay in rotation. Get to have a little bit more fun, do more experimenting. I got fir needle essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and cedarwood atlas. I have the other cedarwood, but I really wanted to see what this particular one smelled like. All right, breaking into the next layer. I have never smelled the rose quartz, but they sent me that other, the gem collection, I think it was called, and so I really wanted to give that one a sniffer. Got spiced red tea. I have a fun little project in mind for that one. Litsia, is it Kubiba, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, essential oil, it's a little bottle. Some lime distilled essential oil. And then I got this watermelon fragrance oil. It says it behaves well in cold process, no discoloration. I do love how they provide all of this information. It's very helpful. So now comes the time of all of the unwrapping for any particular part I actually want to take a sniff of. I've had so many different watermelons. It's a really hard one to get. It's very pretty. Smells, to me, it's very similar to the summer melon spritzer. All right, let's try another layer. Let's see, oops. What was I wanting to sniff? I think I wanted to sniff the spiced red tea one, but that's having a hard time getting into the container there. Okay, so here we actually have summer melon spritzer. And I picked up some lavender 4042. I was gonna get some other lavenders, and then, I don't know, I'm wanting to remake the lavender soap sampler, but I'm having a hard time finding lavenders that I used the last time, so I thought I might try some new. I do like the lavender 4042. That is nice. Okay. Red berry rhubarb. This was another one that was a very popular scent there for a while, and I've never sniffed it. I have not ordered a lot from Brambleberry, not as much as I'd like, just because they're so far away and the shipping was always kind of high, but I noticed this last time that the shipping was like crazy reasonable. So I suspect I'll be making more orders. Well, that smells good. My word. Almost want to drink that one. I did put on some little bit of lotion, so now it's making some smearies. Okay, and then Summer Fling. I thought this one might be a fun one to try. I think I've sniffed this one before. It's very... oh, I can't even find the thing. It's really fruity, really, I would say tart. And some people don't think of tart in the same way as I do. I think it's just that, it's just like a really super duper bright note. Oh my word. I have smelled that one before and I forgot that I loved it. Okay, now the box did show a little bit of leakage, so I'm hoping that that was just an external source. Oh, this is the other one, espresso. Now I had espresso before, and then I also had Turkish mocha, and so I mixed them together, and I've decided I just kind of want a straight up, just like in your face coffee, and I've been asked for that as well. Hallelujah. That is really good. I'm not gonna mix that next time. I'm just gonna use it as it is. Not really sure what that is, but okay. All right, oatmeal milk and honey is classic scent from Brambleberry. I want to make sure I got the right one though. So I'm gonna open this up. I love the amber bottles as well. Hallelujah, I got the right one. Yes! It's so good. I used that forever ago, and I don't know why I haven't used it again. Oh, it's good. Okay, crisp apple rose. Now, let me tell you, back in the olden days, I did a swirl and a swirl. And Amy Warden was doing the challenges. I think they had kind of just started. And she wanted to use it. A few people called it the Holly Swirl. Now, whether it was original or not, you know how things go. But anyway, Amy decided to do the challenge and call it the Holly Swirl. It was like a swirl in a swirl, like an in the pot swirl in a swirl. I don't know. It was like a thing. The funny story was I used crisp apple rose and I made it one time. And that was it. Just the once. Smells amazing. It's not a strong rose scent. The apple definitely balances out. So that is definitely a winning fragrance. So I got coffee seed oil. Now this is just coffee seed oil. I believe they mix this with hydrogenated oils to make coffee butter. That's so good. I love coffee. I am a coffee person. Okay, and I got 2 of those. I'm actually going to be working on a custom soap for a local coffee shop, so that's the reason I got those. Oh, and then what fun clear down here at the bottom. Alright, so I picked up some blackberry seeds. I have a project in mind for this eons and eons and eons ago. I mean, this was like when I was on the soap making forum. I made hot process only. So we're talking 10 years ago. 10 years ago in 2008. Get my math straight. In 2008, I started making soap. I had researched for like a year to year and a half before I ever started. But I made my first batch, I believe, in 2008, early. And it might have been January. I know it was very cold on my porch. And I lived in town at the time in Kansas City. And I was like all goggled up, you know, goggles, the whole nine. I mean, what you do now, what's appropriate, obviously. But I figured doing that on my back porch where I had like anywhere for like 10 neighbors could be sitting there looking at me. I just figured they figured I was doing something crazy. But I remember it was super cold. I got some poppy seeds. I just thought, you know what, easier to buy the poppy seeds there than go to the grocery store half the time. Now these are annatto seeds, and I must say, they look like mini or like butterscotch chips almost. But I'm excited to use those. I did use annatto seeds eons and eons ago, and yeah. Anyway, I guess I didn't finish my story about blackberry seeds. Anyway, I made a strawberry crock pot hot process soap. And I loved it, and I've had several requests through the years to make hot process again, so I decided I used cranberry seeds on the other one. This one I'm going to use blackberry seeds just because I thought they were pretty. I bought a couple of molds to try out. They're these animal molds, and they are, from all appearances, adorable. There's an elephant and a kitty cat. Looks like a monkey, a penguin, a frog, and a dog. And I just thought those were so cute in this nice silicone as opposed to we're used to working with those hard plastic molds for the animals. So I got 2 of those just for starters. If we like them, I'll get more of those. And finally, I have some colors down in here. I wanted some more ultramarine lavender. I haven't had any of that in a while. And let's see what else. I got ultramarine pink oxide. This one is a real pretty pink. I've gotten some before that varied on the purple, but you can see it is quite a bit different. Very beautiful. I got some pewter silver mica because I thought, well, my word, does stuff look amazing instead of using charcoal. I got this natural indigo powder. I love that they're like carrying all these natural colorants, and so I really wanted to play with those a little bit. I'm gonna open that up in just a second. I got some magenta mica. I am kind of thinking along the lines of their little watermelon soap tutorial. I thought I might, oh, they stopped. And so I got the Kermit green mica as well. So how pretty are those? Awesome. Is that all? And there's no leakage. This was the corner of concern, but it does not seem like there's anything down there. So let's open up. This is the natural indigo powder. That is so pretty. I love it. So it'll be fun to play with that. So there you have it. That is all that I ordered for this time. I already have a whole bunch of stuff in my cart, getting an email saying, did you forget something? I didn't forget. I'm just working on it. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of butters and oils, and the shipping was very reasonable. I decided not to buy that much at the time, but I was very impressed with the shipping from going from, you know, Northwest Washington clear into Southern Missouri. So I will likely be getting some more oils from them in the future and more molds. And I must say, I like how Anne Marie interacts with all of us. She is the owner of Brambleberry. I feel like she's there and involved, and I don't know, I guess we feel kind of special because a lot of the other suppliers that I kind of follow aren't quite as interactive with us. So anyway, there you have it. Lots of fun things to be played with. Talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, so I realized that I forgot to sniff a few of these, and so I thought I'll just do a little extra thing on the end. This rose quartz is amazing. Amazing. It's not heavy on the rose. I almost get like a love spell type note to it. It's obviously much more to it. I'm just saying there's a little type there. What else did I want to tell you about? The spiced red tea. I feel like it has some I was gonna let you sniff it. The spiced red tea, it seems like it has some cedar notes in it. It's very spicy, very like, I don't know, you get like a cinnamon bark, like when you have cinnamon sticks. So that's gonna work lovely for my project. What was the other thing? The cedarwood atlas is nice. It's different than the other cedarwood. This to me is a little bit more like sweeter, a little brighter, kind of like the cedarwood chips, as opposed to just a really deep woody note. The other cedar is. Fir needle is far superior than some of the others I've sniffed. I did want to point out that, where are you, Summer Melon? I wanted to point out the Summer Melon Spritzer does have a much more cucumbery, honeydew, cantaloupe. I guess cantaloupe, not necessarily cucumbery, but more, that's a whole nother fragrance oil. This one has more of a cucumber honeydew note, where this one is more of a brighter watermelon. So definitely works out as intended. And then I think the only other thing I was gonna say is that I was supposed to get 3 samples, like some black salt, some apple sage fragrance oil, and then also like an evergreen mica sample. So, and I didn't get those, so I'm kind of bummed about that because I was really excited about all three of those things. So, anywho's, that's my little add-in on the end. I'll talk to you guys later.